All right, welcome to the Not Move podcast. Today we got a special segment. We're hitting on boxing, current state of boxing, current fights coming up. Big shout out to Common. Happy birthday, Common. Uh,
Thank you, brother.
Word up.
Appreciate you.
just
Appreciate
turned
y'all.
21, right?
Yeah, 30 years
Happy birthday,
ago.
Common.
He's able to finally, go to the bar for a drink,
Absolutely, absolutely. I can sit with the big dog.
right? We also have a special guest, Zip Zap, in the house this week.
Y'all
Let's
know the
look.
deal. All bass, no treble.
I like that. All right, let's hit on the current state of boxing. Zip Zap, you got our first. You got our first topic.
Yes, yes, yes. This has been in the works for years, and it's been one-sided. For those of you who follow boxing, you know who the two biggest names are, and that is Clarissa Shields. That is Layla Ali. Clarissa Shields has consistently called out Layla Ali for years now, but I wonder if she's crossed the line with her recently. Common, I need to hear your thoughts on this. Clarissa, Layla, what do you think is going on?
Man, listen, I think this is completely tasteless. It's completely corny. You doing this, she's doing this for clicks and bait. She's doing this for clickbait and likes. I mean, it's disgusting. You calling out Layla Ali, who her prime was in the late 90s, dog. Layla was putting women to sleep in the late 90s. It's 2025. Layla's 47 years old. She's an at-home mom now. You know what I mean? So like for you to call her out and to say this, that, and the third and bump your gums, it's corny. It's just all yo, it's like, yo, I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm gonna be honest with you. This is like it's like Tank calling out Mayweather. It's like Tank calling out Mayweather right now. I mean, it's
But
just corny.
Common, is there any way that this happens? Can they throw enough money at Layla Ali to make her want to come out of retirement and make this happen?
Yeah, and see that's the disturbing part. Because if she's anything like her father, if she's anything like her father, you know her father was a showman. He loved putting on the show.
He was the
And and
greatest.
and if she's anything like her father, we all know they got him to come out of retirement to fight Larry.
They did.
They got him
They
to come
did.
out of retirement to fight Larry, and we all know how that ended. That was a travesty.
Is this even considered a fair fight if this were to happen? I mean, we're talking somebody that's been out of the ring, out of the limelight in the ring for over 20 years. And we're talking about what? Her potentially coming back against a young phenom
That
in their prime?
that's what makes it so corny, Zip. That's what makes it so corny. That's what makes it. Oh, yo, when I first heard about it, I'm like, if anything, you should just be bowing down and thanking Ali for putting the sport in the limelight, to allowing Clarissa for allowing her to be the boxer that she is now. Because if it wasn't for fighters like Christina Martin and Layla Ali, female
Facts.
boxing wouldn't even be where it is right now. So for you should just be paying homage. She should be paying homage to Layla instead of calling her out. Like it's just tasteless. It's just completely tasteless to me. It's completely
Com-
tasteless. And listen, if it was to happen, if it was to happen, I'm not saying that Layla would beat her, but I'm gonna put it like this: I'm gonna be going for Layla, and I usually root for Clarissa because I like Clarissa as a fighter. But in this instance right here, in this situation, I'm going full out. I'm going for Layla. I would hope Layla would knock her out and knock her braids loose. I would hope Layla knock her braids loose.
Common, I don't know if it would be a knockout, but I would definitely hope that Layla would somehow pull it off too. But that being said, a part of me that would have liked to have seen this happen maybe 10 years ago when it was first talked about, I really not crazy or a big fan of it happening right now. Only because that I don't want to Layla Ali to lose horribly, and that's how she's remembered. I think she deserved better than that. Now, Common, there was just a big heavyweight fight last week, about a week. So it was Usyk knocking out Daniel Dubois
Absolutely.
again.
Absolutely, man. I mean, listen, I want Layla to pull it off. I would be rooting for Layla wholeheartedly. I'd be in Layla's corner 100%. Right? I would be in Layla's corner 100%. You know, I love watching her fight. I used to love watching her fight back in the day. You know what I mean? I remember when Christy Martin ducked Layla. Christy Martin didn't want to. See, that's my thing. I hate what you see. It's like these young rappers, right? It's like a young rapper. You want to call out somebody or start disrespecting an elder, you know what I mean, a pioneer who hasn't picked up a microphone in 20, 25 years. You want to start calling him out, talking about his body of work, talking about where he is in the rap game, and the man ain't made a tape or an album or cut a demo in over 20 some years. You want to come out and start talking slick about Layla Ali? If it wasn't for Layla, you wouldn't be here, Clarissa. Wouldn't nobody know your name?
Common, you know, like I know, it's all about. Common, I'm sure you're aware. It's just like I know. It's all about.
It's just corny. It's just corny. But you know what?
Common, I'm sure you're aware. Like I know, it's all about.
They think they get. They think that they get. They think they get. What do you call? Clout. They get points. They think they get points for calling out somebody for calling out an elder. Like I don't know. You don't get no points for that from me. You don't get no points for that from me. Now,
I agree, Common. It's all. Listen, Common. It's all about relevance. It's all about relevance and clout.
Like, let's say on the way out, maybe. Okay, but he still got something. He still got 1 or 2 left in the tank, and you want to call him out? Cool. I'll give you that. But to call somebody out who has not been in the ring in over 20 years, straight corny.
Real quick, Common.
You
Common.
get the gas face. I'm
Common.
old school. You get the gas face.
Common. Your microphone's a little muffled. Maybe you can move your phone. You're a little muffled.
You good? Can you hear us?
Go ahead, Common. Speak.
Mic check.
Mic check. Common.
Can y'all hear me?
You're a little muffled.
Barely.
Whatever your phone's sitting on is covering up the mic. Common.
Yeah, it sound that exactly. If you're standing your mic up, if you're standing your phone up, it might be covering the microphone.
Well, maybe you can drop and come back.
Yeah. Well, a question for you, A-Train. You know enough about boxing to know who Clarissa Shields and Layla Ali are.
Yeah.
Any thoughts on what you think about this possibly happening? Are you good? No, it's one thing when you have the young, hungry lion going against the old lion, but you're talking about a prime lion versus an age lion that hasn't been in a ring.
So yeah, that's what I'm saying.
A-Train, any thought?
Is this more like a Jake Paul situation where he's calling out someone that he knows he can beat and he's just trying to get a name?
This is relevance. This is relevance.
Right? Like if you beat a name like Ali, right? That's gonna bring. It's like beating a legend, right?
Absolutely. Like it or not, she hasn't fought in many years, but if she steps back in that ring today, eyeballs will be on her.
Yep, that's what it comes down to. It's making a name for yourself, right? Boxing is about making a name for yourself, right? So I get where the other side's coming from. She wants to put an Ali under her belt, right? I beat an Ali.
Yeah, but the thing is, here's the thing, right? Here's the thing. I'm pretty sure Mike Tyson. I know how close they was, but I'm pretty sure Mike Tyson would have loved to fight in caliber of Ali. You know what I mean? Lennox Lewis would have loved to have fought in Ali. You know what I'm saying? Vander Holyfield would have loved to have fought Ali. However, you're fighting in 2 different eras, so that chance is not there. Clarissa, you're coming in 20 years later. 20 years later trying to call out somebody. Come on, man.
Yes.
Come on. You listen, I understand you trying to get your lights up. You trying to get your numbers up. You want a bigger, you know what I mean? You want to put more butts in seats in a bigger arena. And throwing out Layla's name out there will get you there. Okay? But listen, that time has passed. That time is gone. Only thing you're doing now, it makes you look weak. In my opinion, it's my opinion. It makes you look weak trying to call out a fighter that has not put on the gloves in over 20 years. It makes you look real weak. That, to me, it makes you look weak.
All right, well, Common. Let's move to the heavyweight division. We just had a massive fight. Usyk knocked out Daniel Dubois for the second time.
Yeah.
This time, Dubois, the first fight, a lot of people questioned the jab that took him out. Well, ain't no question in this one. Usyk shut those lights out. Here's my question to you guys. Is it time for us to appreciate Usyk? We live in an age where fighters, we never got some of the dream fights we wanted. We wanted Wilder. We wanted Joshua. We never got that. We got a Wilder versus Fury 3 times. But after the first couple, we didn't really want the third one. My point being, the one guy that really has fought everyone is Usyk. You name the top guy, Usyk has been in the ring with them, Usyk has walked out with a win. Is it time that we appreciate this guy the same way we once didn't appreciate Evander Holyfield as the guy who fought everyone but was still living in other people's shadow?
I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna tell you what. This is the problem with Usyk, right? It's the day and time in which he came in. The heavyweight, the heavyweight level doesn't have the caliber of fighters that it had in the past. Okay, yes, he's fought everybody. Yes, he has fought everybody that he's needed to fight or has came across his path and has put the pause on him. You know what I mean?
Yes.
And has put the pause on him. But however, it's the caliber of fighters that you are fighting. You see what I'm saying? That's the only. Me as a boxing fan, I appreciate Usyk. But see, when I look at the level of competition of the people that he is fighting, it's hard for me to put him up there with the all-time greats because I understand and I see that the competition level is not the same.
Common, I gotta ask you though, Common.
That the competition in the heavyweight division is not what it used to be. The heavyweight,
it's not, but
that's why all the money. You notice all the money fights are at the lower levels now.
But Common, is that on Usyk? Because you can only fight who's around to fight you.
Oh no, absolutely, no, it's not his fault. I'm not saying that's his fault. What I'm saying is that would be the only asterisk that anybody could put on him. You see what I'm saying? Is when it is the era in which you came. It was a lesser era, and I mean it was a lesser competition era.
Well, let me ask you this. Let me ask you this because Fury never lost until he fought Usyk. Now he had that controversial draw with Wilder, but he never suffered a loss until he fought Usyk twice. Right. Usyk then went out and beat Anthony Joshua convincingly when everybody thought he was the tune-up for the Wilder fight.
Right, but don't get me wrong.
He then went out.
Joshua's a bit weak.
Well, we gonna discuss him in a second, but I feel you on this. But I just think at some point we need to look at Usyk and say he may not be fighting the all-time legendary fighters because they don't exist, but we need to put some respect on his name because he is a damn good fighter. That ring, he has neutralized everyone.
Oh, no, definitely. Listen, I can't agree with you more. You got to put respect on his name. If for nothing else, his dominance of the division. Right.
Yes.
Now. You know what I'm saying? If nothing else, for his dominance over the division in which he is in. Right? You're right. It's not, I can't hold it against him that the caliber of fighters are not those of the 70s, 80s, and maybe early 90s. It's not his fault. No, I can't hold that against him. However, like I said, what I was saying is that's the only asterisk somebody might try to put on him. But you have to give that man his respect because 100% as of right now, July 26, 2025, the heavyweight division belongs to that man. so
Common,
to ignore that, to ignore that, it would just be ludicrous.
you just said the word respect. And one fighter that may not be garnering that much respect is Shakur Stevenson because of how he relates to the crowd when it comes to fighting. When it comes to the technical aspect and the actual word of boxing, Shakur is one of the best in the world, no doubt. But this man does not attract the crowd. He is not winning over the audience. I need you to tell me. I need you to tell me why I should buy into him in a fight against Tank.
Listen, the only thing, that is the reason. Because it's against Tank. That's the only reason. Yo, listen, I just watched Shakur's last fight. Okay?
Were you impressed?
It was like watching paint dry. It was like sitting there painting your house and then sitting down watching it dry. That's what it's like watching the walls. Man, listen, it was boring. Don't get me wrong. I appreciate the technical part, his head movement, his feet movement, the way he moved around the ring. Okay, I appreciate the in and out. You know what I mean? His pop, 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 get a couple points, step out. I can appreciate all of that. I can appreciate it. But against lower caliber fighters, a champion of Shakur's stature is supposed to put them away. They're not supposed to go the distance. That's not.
But Coach, that isn't his style. You know, as I do, that has never been his style. No, to have that fighter with that instinct.
But Zab, he didn't even beat the guy up. That's my problem. He didn't even beat him up. Regardless, okay.
Is this?
You don't put him down, okay? Maybe you don't put him down. All right, fine. He doesn't touch the canvas. Can you at least beat him up? Can you dominate him? Can you at least know that he doesn't belong in the ring with you? Because I saw none of that.
No, I agree with you. And I will ask you this too. Having that amateur background, is it that he is being an amateur in the professional ranks? Whereas a lot of amateurs who have come up have tradition to that, you know, we can rely on our amateur skills, but now we can add that aggressiveness. We're not seeing the aggressiveness from him. We're seeing an amateur boxer in the professional ranks. Right. Does he need to change up in order for him to be the man that we all think he is, or is he just not that guy?
I'll tell you, I'll put it to you like this. In order for him to earn the respect of a fighter, because right now you are like you said, you are an excellent amateur fighter that fights professionally. You know, amateur fights are all about the points. You know what I mean? All about you know who makes contact, gets out, who gets hit more, gets hit less. Whereas though the professional fights, they're about the same thing. However, you got to add that it factor of the power punches that hurt him. Did you wobbly?
Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying? Did you have him? Did you have him dizzy? Is his cut man over there? Did you make his cut man earn his job? Did his cut man earn it? Did his cut man earn the money that night? You know what I mean? Did the cut man earn his money? Shakur don't make nobody's cut man earn their money. All right, nobody's cut man earn their money. They cut man be sitting there eating popcorn just watching the fight. Because you just want to dance around the ring all day and just pop up and get out. Pop up, get out. Pop up, get out.
Common, that's not a bad strategy, but do you think it works against somebody like Tank?
No, I'm going to tell you why. I'm going to tell you why it doesn't work. The only way it will work against Tank, it will frustrate Tank. It'll frustrate Tank. And now, when you all know, frustration leads to anger. An angry fighter is a careless fighter. Now,
Facts.
that could also open up for Shakur to somehow see the daylight and catch Tank with something nice. You know what I mean? And blow the roof off the building. You feel me?
Common,
But
in the world where we know style makes fights, I gotta wonder if Shakur, if he can out technique Tank enough to keep Tank off of him. I think it's very possible we see this man run for 12 rounds and land enough of a jab and keep away in a hug style to pull out a win. I really think it's possible.
no, it's definitely possible. Here's the thing, though. Tank is excellent at cutting that ring off.
He is.
He's excellent
Talk about it.
at cutting that ring off. And if Tank can cut that ring off and keep him in a section to where there's no dog, listen, you not getting out of this section right here, and we gonna fight. And we're gonna fight. If he gets it to that, you ever go night-night? You ever go night-night? That's what I
Common, I think that's the only way we end up with an interesting fight. I honestly do. And I will say this: if that happens, we will learn more about Shakur's heart than anything else that we've seen from him. Speaking of heart,
you know what we're really going to learn?
okay,
We're going to learn if Tank can box. We know you can punch. We know you can
very
punch.
true.
We know you can punch. There's no doubt about it if you can punch. It's not a doubt about if you can fight, Tank. We know you can fight. But man can fight. But can you box? Can you box? Can you get in there with another boxer
And do something.
You know what I mean? Technique for technique. Can you move your feet, head moving, spinning? You know what I mean? Can you pivot? One foot, get on this angle. Can you land and get out? Can you chase him? Because we know Shakur's going to run. So can you chase him, hurt him, not even hurt him, accumulate points, get out? Or
that's something that we will have to get an answer.
Or is Tank's fighting strategy going to be, I'm going to try to make him fight my fight? Then that goes to what I said earlier. If he's unable to do that, that can be frustrating.
Coach, I think that's the Tank.
Carelessness.
I 100% believe that's what Tank is. I do not think he is a boxer per se. I think he's going to have to make it an ugly fight. He's going to have to make Shakur stand on his toes and get off of that bike in order for him to pull out this victory. And I'm basing that just based on, I believe boxers, pure boxers, always have a slight advantage in most fights. Always. If they're a boxer who can successfully move will always win. The problem comes with what happens when they get exhausted from moving and they have to stand flat for a second. That 1 second is all a puncher needs.
Exactly, but not only that too, a boxer always has the advantage as long as he stays in his boxing game plan.
Exactly.
If some way Tank draws Shakur out of his boxing game plan and actually gets him to fight. You ever go night-night?
Common, talking about night-night. Are we about to see Jake Paul go night-night if he steps in the ring with Anthony Joshua?
Hey, y'all, you know what?
This fight appears to be set in stone.
I'm going to turn my hat around on this one. Check this out, right? I'm going to turn my hat around on this one. Jake Paul is a YouTuber. He is not a fighter. He is a YouTuber that fights people that he feels as though he can beat and then puts restrictions in contracts to make sure that he has an advantage. Jake Paul is not a boxer. He disrespects every true boxer that ever laced up the gloves by calling himself a boxer. You are
But
not a
Common,
boxer.
if he can take AJ, does this legitimize him?
No, because he's not gonna be able to take no AJ. He's not gonna take AJ. AJ's gonna put him to sleep, and we know AJ's one of the weakest heavyweights we ever seen. And AJ's gonna put him to sleep. Because listen, you went against Tyson Fury's little brother. And what did Tyson Fury's little brother do to you? Put you on your back.
He won by decision. Don't do that, Common. He won by decision.
No, but
He
he
didn't
put
knock him
Jake
out.
on his back.
Hey, I just want to hit on this. Guess what? Jake Paul is the greatest heel in boxing. Guess what? Just like there's got to be great faces, great heels in wrestling, Jake Paul's going to sell tickets. Jake Paul, guess what? Everyone's going to tune in to see him get knocked out.
Yes.
Everyone's going to watch that fight. That fight is
A-Train, you are
Go ahead,
A-Train, you are 100% correct.
I do not disagree with
He
you.
does, by playing that role, by impacting that role, he has made himself tons of money and brought more eyes to the sport than a lot of people realize. Because of Jake Paul, a lot of fighters have been able to eat. So I need to give that man props.
The Paul brothers.
I was able to see three great fights because of Jake Paul. I will gladly watch another Amanda Serrano versus can't think of her last name, Katie
Serrano.
Nah, Amanda Serrano and Katie. That was
Amanda Serrano and.
I don't know why I can't think of Katie's last name right
I can't think of her name, but because of Jake Paul, we were able to put eyes on those three fights, and all three of them were tremendous wars.
No, I don't.
We need to give that man props for what he's done for the industry of boxing. I just question if it's a smart move to get into the ring with AJ, but I also wonder, is this a smart move? Because AJ has never had stamina. Ever has he ever shown stamina? If Jake Paul can make it to that 5th or 6th round, things may be interesting.
I'm telling you, Zip.
I'll give you this. If Jake Paul, listen, because I've never been big on Anthony Joshua, right? Never been big on Anthony Joshua. I've always felt as though his chin was a chandelier that should have been hanging over somebody's dining room table, right? I've never, it was seen like when you look at his Klitschko fight, the only reason you beat Klitschko is because Klitschko was over 40. If you would have caught Klitschko 3 to 4 years prior, Klitschko would have put you down. You lucky you didn't fight the older brother, because the older brother would have really hurt you. The older brother would have really hurt you.
I'll tell you, Common. And what happened with Anthony Ruiz?
No, that's what I'm saying. I'm about to bring that up. Then you had Ruiz. That came in, right? You had Ruiz that came in. Ruiz was a Rocky
unknown.
Movie. He was a Rocky movie in reality, right? A Rocky movie in reality, right? Came in out of nowhere. You know what I mean? He had been, a couple of sparring. He had sparred with some guys, and you know what I mean, been a couple of pre-fights on some undercards that weren't even pay-per-views. You know what I'm saying? So he was a Rocky movie that was actually became a reality. And like I said, I've never been big on Joshua. However, Joshua is a legitimate fighter. Okay, he's a legitimate boxer, right? So if Jake Paul was to actually beat Joshua convincingly, I would have to get. Listen, I will never take flowers away from somebody's accomplishments ever. I'm never going to deny your accomplishment. I'm not going to do that. All right, I might look at how you made that accomplishment, but I'm not going to take it away from you. But now, if Jake Paul was to honestly beat Joshua, I mean, would I solidify him as a true boxer? Me, myself, no. But I would have to put some respect on your name as to, all right, maybe you can fight a little bit. I would have to give you, maybe you can fight a little bit. But I will co-sign you and A-Train's take on, one, him being an excellent heel, right? Him being an excellent heel, bringing eyes to the sport and putting butts in seats. I will definitely, there's no doubt about that. And to what Zab said, a couple of his main events have brought us excellent undercards that we truly enjoyed. We actually saw fights that we truly enjoyed, and actually had myself, and I'm pretty sure others, once you saw these fighters on these undercards, you started following those undercard fighters.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? You started taking interest in those undercard fighters because of Jake Paul. So for that, I will give you credit for.
Well, Common, talking about interest, I gotta get your interest in possibly the biggest fight we have, not just this year, but we've seen in some time. We are talking all-time great fighters here. Canelo is a bad dude. And somebody is stepping up weight classes, not a weight class, weight classes, to stand in the ring with this man. And no one has really been able to go technique for technique with Crawford. Can Canelo do so?
I'm gonna tell you, Zip. Listen, I got Crawford all day. That's my boy. I've been messing with Bud for a long time. I've been following Bud for a long time, right? The one thing that scares me about Bud and Canelo is that Bud has no problem with taking a punch to land 2 or 3. Like, he will eat this hook. If I feel as though if I eat this hook, I can counter you with this 3-piece. You know what I'm saying? And my only fear of that is, how many of Canelo's punches can you just eat? Because Canelo ain't no regular puncher.
There's going to be a noticeable size difference in this fight.
You know what I mean?
They're going to both weigh in. They're going to weigh in about the same, but when they hit that ring, Canelo will be massively bigger.
And another thing that worries me is, at that weight, can Bud go, if need be, the 12 rounds?
Wouldn't that be his best chance to carry this into deep water?
No, to be honest with you, I think his best chance would be try to frustrate and get Canelo out of there early. I think would be his best chance, because I think as it goes longer, I think the advantage goes to Canelo because he's used to fighting at that weight. So the longer it goes, I think it benefits Canelo, if you want to be honest, because that's Canelo's used to fighting at that weight. So he's not. So that weight isn't going to hinder Canelo like I think it would hinder Crawford in the later rounds.
Coach, I want you to tell me in 30 seconds, if you're the trainer for Crawford, what's the game plan? In 30 seconds, give me that game plan.
Game plan is strike quick, frustrate him, make him miss, and try to hurt him in the first half of the fight.
And if you're Canelo, same thing. You're the trainer. What's the game plan?
He's not used to this weight. We're going to box him. We're going to box him until about the 8th or 9th round. 10, 11, and 12. We're going to try to put it on him and put him to bed.
If you're Canelo, do you try to make this a boring early fight? Try to lean on him. Use your weight. Just apply your weight at every single moment to wear him down. And then come on strong. That's what you're looking to do.
Exactly. If I'm Canelo, he's not used to this weight. I am. He's not used to throwing 40, 50, however many punches he's got to throw to get at me with this weight. He's not used to me hitting him with body shots at this weight and going into 9, 10, 11, 12 rounds. He's not used to that. I am. I'm used to this weight. This is my weight. So now you're in my pond. Now you're another big fish. Don't get me wrong. You're another big fish, but this is my pond that you're in. I know these waters. I know these reefs. I know where, you know what I mean? I know where there's a dune. I know these waters. You don't know these waters. So I'm gonna use every advantage that I have of knowing these waters against you. And if that and knowing these waters, getting into the later rounds, I'm gonna work the body. I'm gonna work his arms.
Yes.
I'm gonna work his arms. All this right here, bicep. I'm shoulders. I'm gonna beat that, and I'm gonna beat his body up for the first half. 8 rounds, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Now I'm gonna put my foot on the gas. Now,
Common, I need to I need to rewind the
turn it up.
I need to rewind the clock for a second. When the last time we had a fight like this with Canelo, that was a mega fight, was when he lost to Floyd. Now, Canelo is not that same fighter. He learned more in losing that fight than he's done any amount of training. That one fight transformed him from a good fighter to a great fighter. But he was the bigger fighter than Mayweather, and he couldn't use his body on him. Mayweather was able to establish the jab and control the fight from there. The other fight that Canelo lost was to Bivol, who dominated the fight off the strength of his jab. Crawford throws a jab, but he doesn't throw it a lot. He's not a guy who's going to jab you, to win a fight, like a Larry Holmes kind of jab.
Right.
But he can throw one. Is that the one thing that we're going to have to see from Crawford in order to win this fight? Is he's going to have to establish his jab consistently over the course of this fight?
That could definitely be a possibility. Like I said, he got to establish his thing early. Because I said in the later rounds, I feel as though it favors Canelo. Anything Crawford does, he's going to have to do early. And I love Bud. But everything he does, he's going to have to do early. And see, we got to remember, yes, Canelo was the bigger fighter. But however, it's clear, Mayweather is a defensive counter fighter first. Mayweather was always defense first, counter second. It was always, I'm going to not get hit. Then I'm going to hit you. I'm going to make sure I don't get hit. Then I'm gonna make you pay for not being able to hit me. That was Mayweather. Crawford ain't never been, I'm going to make you pay for not being able to hit me. Bud was, I'm going to punch you in your face first, and I'm going to keep punching you in your face until you realize you can't beat me.
All right, Common. It is time now we ring the damn bell, because I got a situation that I need to pose to you, and I need you to tell me how this plays out.
Okay.
I'm going to give you 2 legendary fighters in the same weight class. And I want you to tell me from round 1 to the finish how this goes. I need you to think back to a legendary fighter named Lennox Lewis. Made his name in the amateurs on his way up in the late 80s to the 90s to becoming a world champion, and not just a world champion, but a dominant world champ. One of the best we had seen. And we are going to sit him in the ring with a prime Tyson Fury, who's a bigger version. I can't even say there's a version, because there was no one like a prime Tyson Fury. We've never seen anyone this big with footwork. And they're going to fight at the O2 Arena in London, so there's no home field advantage. Well, there's no home field advantage anyway, but they're fighting in front of 90,000 people at the O2 Arena. And I want to know who's going to win once they ring the damn bell.
Okay. You know what I want to run you to? You know where I'm about to take you? George Foreman, Michael Moore.
Let's get it.
That's what I see this. I see this as George Foreman, Michael Moore, right? I see a younger, you know what I mean, hard, heavy puncher, Lennox Lewis, right? Coming against a bigger, slower, but more boxing Tyson Fury. And I see Lennox, establishing his jab early. You know what I mean? Trying to work the body, trying to lean on him. You know what I mean? I see Tyson trying to establish his jab, trying to lean on him. right? I see from round one to I see from round 1 to round 4 being real technical, right? Nobody actually going in, you know what I mean, for that, to execute the you know what I mean, the knockout, right? I see, I see like 4 to 8, okay, I done felt it. I done felt this punch. I done know what he does when I move here. I done seen how his head bows when I throw this punch. I done got the timing on this punch. I done got this, okay.
Who's getting the advantage in those rounds?
Right. So now in those rounds, and now listen, the first 4 rounds, I'm going to give to Lennox. Because I think Lennox is going to move around the ring. I think he's going to establish that jab. I think a couple of times he might even be able to land that overhand right. Okay. 4 to 8, I see between 4 and 8, I'm going to give 2 and 2. I'm going to give 2 to Fury, 2 to Lennox, right? And I'm going to give the later 2 to Lennox because I'm going to give a later 2 to Fury. Why? Because Fury now he's felt his punch. He's felt his hardest punch, and he's still standing. And we already know the Gypsy, he ain't right up here. You feel me? You know what I'm saying? He ain't right up here. So,
well, Common, I got to tell you, if that's where we stand after 10 rounds, if we go to those championship rounds, that round 11 and round 12, and these guys are still standing,
right?
I got to believe they're not making it to the final bell.
No, but to tell you, no, I'm only at 8. I'm only at 8. Now,
Pardon me.
I'm only at 8. I get the first 4 to Lennox. I get the first 4 to Lennox. The next 4, I gave 2-2. So right now, Lennox is up 6 rounds to 2.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So now, here we are 9 and 10. 9 and 10, Tyson starts to put it on. Starts pouring it on. Now Tyson is coming after him with the jab, pressuring him, coming at him, stepping towards him, right? When you get to that 10th round, that 10th, 11th round, you ever go night-night? Because we all know Tyson can put you down with that right hand, and we all know that Lennox cannot take a straight right hand. We saw that on more than one occasion. Lennox went night-night when that right hand came and made contact with that chin. We saw it with what's my man that was crying coming in the ring that put him to
Oliver McCall.
We saw Oliver McCall. We saw it with Rahman.
Hassan Rahman. Yes, sir.
We saw it that if you can get that right hand in there and make contact with that chin, Lennox was going night-night. And I'm trying to tell you, by the time you get to that 10th, 11th round, Tyson, that right hand's going to find that chin. And Lennox is going to go night-night. Because listen, Lennox doesn't get knocked down and get up to win. When Lennox gets knocked down, Lennox stays down. He's still like when his bell gets rung, his bell stays ringing. It don't stop ringing.
Hello. And there you got it, everyone.
I see Tyson winning that fight, I would say, in the championship rounds by knockout.
Hey, yo, there you got it, everyone. Ring the damn bell. Lennox loses, falls to Tyson Fury. Absolutely. Listen, Common, it's always a pleasure to talk boxing with you.
Always, man. Baby.
Hey, Train, thank you for the platform. This is always enjoyable. Hope to do this again soon.
Yo, and I can't wait until the Crawford. I can't wait. Listen, we're gonna be back when we get more on the Layla and the Carissa. We'll be back when we get more on the Shakur tank. And
believe that.
Definitely be back after the Crawford Canelo fight. So
let's go. I'm going Canelo by decision.
Just letting y'all know that this is Coach Common. I'm 6'4", 280 pounds. I turned 51 today. I don't move so easy. Not Move Podcast, baby. Peace.
Not Move.